Hello, beautiful people. I hope that wherever you are in the world, that you are doing well and that you are taking care of yourselves. I'm Chris Danker, and this is Let the Adventure Begin. Let the Adventure Begin with Chris Danker podcast. Many years ago, a friend and I had a debate about which one was more important, happiness or contentment. So I just want you to think about that for a moment. Which would you say is more important? Would you say that happiness is more important, or would you say contentment is more important? Well, my response was just no doubt in my mind. I said happiness for sure. I felt like unless you have happiness, you can't have contentment. They challenged me to think about it the other way around. And I quickly dismissed it, to be honest. But to this day, I think about that conversation, and you know what? I really missed the point. I've learned that contentment is so much more important than happiness. And so we're going to jump in, and I'm going to explain some reasons why my attitude has changed. So first of all, contentment is stable while happiness is fleeting. Until I started meditating a decade ago, I would have been willing to figuratively die on the hill that happiness is more important than contentment. Understandably, meditation has allowed me to slow myself down and to appreciate the little things in life. I'm more centered and less emotional. I let go of the things I can't control. I can't control happiness. I can control my level of contentment by how I respond to life. And a case in point is that I don't know why, but at school lately, granted, it says, for my email address, Christine Danker. Okay, so that's my given name, Christine. But I don't go by Christine, I go by Chris. I've been in the district. This is now my 4th year in this district. There are still colleagues that call me Christine. There are parents who send me emails to Mrs. Christine Danker, even though my signature down at the bottom, I have my little logo that says Mrs. Chris Danker. And I made the comment this morning that I said to someone that if one more person calls me Christine, I'm going to throat punch them. Now, I did not literally mean that. I may have when I was in my 30s, maybe even a little bit into my 40s. But I think that shows how I've become a lot more content in my life, is that I don't have that knee-jerk reaction. I'm less emotional over things. In fact, I just, when I said it in jest. I just thought, I think it's funny how just all of a sudden over the last couple of days that people have been referring to me as Christine. The second thing, so in addition to contentment being stable while happiness is fleeting, is that contentment does provide that inner peace. Recently, I worked with a colleague at my school, helping her set up some testing sessions, and she wrote me a very nice note and expressed that I was patient and calming. And I really think that has everything to do with the inner peace I've been able to cultivate over the years. And I've done that in some different ways. And I know I've talked about some of these things that I've done over the years in different ways, but I want you to think about how they can be applied to contentment in this case. So the first one is by working out. I give myself the time and space to work out, and that has been really a key component for me because it's a way that there are a lot of different ways that people will debrief from the day, and working out has kind of been my jam. It's a gift that I give to myself each day, and my consistent rotation is yoga, weightlifting, and walking. I used to be a runner. I would like to go back to running someday. I just haven't quite made that jump back into running. And however, I'm kind of trying to branch out into some other things as well. For example, recently I did Pilates, and that was really a different way to be able to move my body, and I really liked it. But it's when you work out, it's like giving yourself a gift that when you need that outlet, working out is definitely an outlet. Meditation. As I said before, I've been meditating for over a decade. And so I do a guided meditation in the morning for 10 minutes using the Calm app. And then I do another quiet meditation at bedtime for another 10 minutes. So meditation it really has been life-changing for me. Journaling. I get a lot out of my system through journaling. I journal in the morning and sometimes in the evening. It's a great way to bookend the day. At times, I will even journal over my lunch break, especially if I've had a really busy morning and I can feel myself maybe a little more amped up and I need and want to be able to do a reset. Journaling is a great way for me to do that. And last but not least, praying. As I have devoted more time to prayer, I've found a deeper peace within. And, honestly, prayer doesn't have to be about religion. It can be about really whatever you want it to be. So these are just some ways that contentment has helped me provided that inner peace through those action steps of working out, meditation, journaling, and praying. Thirdly, contentment provides a deeper sense of self-satisfaction. I used to be a person who needed the outward recognition for a job well done. I liked the accolades, I liked the pats on the back, and I felt like it was validation for what I was doing. And honestly, I don't need that outward validation anymore. I simply get excited about a job well done. I pat myself on the back now, and really, that's all I need. As I become more content with my life, there's not the need for the external stuff, and what I already have is more than enough, and there's honestly not a desire for that outward, recognition and validation. Obviously, yes, it's nice when it happens. For example, like I said earlier, when my colleague wrote that really nice note, and that was so sweet of her to take the time to do that. However, it was just meaningful to me to just be able to sit down with her and help her out with something that she needed some assistance with. Last but not least, happiness is truly a byproduct of contentment. And I finally figured out what my friend was trying to teach me so many years ago. It really is, happiness really is a byproduct of contentment. Happiness will ebb and flow, but contentment is truly the foundation. When I'm content and at peace with my life, I'm just naturally a happier person all the way around. And I don't need to convince anyone that I'm content. They feel it through my vibe. They witness it in my actions, and honestly, they do sense the inner calm that I bring to the table. So while happiness is all good and well, I'm convinced now more than ever that you're not going to get there unless you're content with your life. And I finally figured out that lesson. So moving forward, I wish you nothing but contentment. And I hope that, that if you want to disagree with me and say that you still feel that happiness is more important than contentment, reach out. Send me a message on Instagram. My Instagram handle is in the show notes. Send me an email. I would love to hear your thoughts on this topic. And until next week, I hope you let your adventure begin. Peace.